Yo, this is Christian. Before you get good, before you become passionate, you have to be obsessed. This is the topic for this video, and I want to make this video to kind of help people that are starting out or they are trying to overcome the first phase of learning programming. Okay, so the first phase, it's always weird. Okay, the first phase, it's when you are trying to get the ABCs of programming, when you're trying to figure out what a function is, what an array is, what are actually these things doing. You're even struggling with remembering the syntax, you are always messing things up, you have typos and stuff like that. So I want to tell you that this is completely normal, and if you overcome this step and if you stick with it, you will develop passion. But before you develop a passion for programming, you have to kind of develop some sort of obsession with sticking with something, okay? Programming is probably one of the most difficult things that you can learn by yourself and actually can pay you a lot of money. I think you can learn maths or physics or whatever, but you probably have to go to uni and then you have to find some corporation that can invite you to work for them, I guess. But with web dev, you can learn the skill, understand what you have to do with it. Then eventually you can create your own business, right? Solve a real world problem and then create a product and sell it. So I think it's the only skill that's entry or accessible enough for regular people like me and you. But that's also difficult, okay, and has a very steep learning curve. So to overcome this steep learning curve, you have to develop an obsession for improvement and an obsession for improving your focus. I think I talked in another video about this, but we are always struggling with staying focused, okay? There is always this problem. There are so many notifications on our phone, on our computer, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, email, YouTube. Everyone is trying to distract us, and when you have to learn a skill like programming, you have to be focused, okay? And to be focused, you have to be obsessed, okay? You have to develop an unnatural obsession, maybe slightly sick obsession, right? Some people would say you have to take care of mental health and all this stuff. And I agree to a certain extent, but people are over exaggerating what they're going through, At the end of the day, if you put things in perspective, if you are from the US or Canada, you're doing really well. So there's nothing to be worried about, okay? There are worse things that can happen to you than being pissed off that your code is not working or you're not picking up code fast enough, literally. Or there are worse things that can happen to you than being rejected 6 months in a row when you apply for a job. Can we agree with that? Yes, we can. So let's remove these mental health issues, right? We can build our minds, right, to overcome this BS. And we just have to accept it. That's gonna be pretty difficult, okay? If you feel upset, eat an apple, go for a walk, take a 5-minute break, take a half an hour break, take 1 day break, but don't bring these mental health issues. I don't want to talk about this, but I was talking about obsession, right? You have to be obsessed with this, okay? I don't think there is any other way. And one of my students actually, Robbie, if you're watching this, type in the comments OnlyFans. He said, man, I like programming, but I don't feel like I'm that type of guy that loves it, And I don't think you should love programming. It's a cool skill, right? You can do something out of nothing at the end of the day. That's the skill, You're basically God in a text editor, That's it. You don't have to love it. I'm sure God is not loving everyone. I'm not even believing in God, but I'm sure He's not loving everyone. That's why He sends some of them to hell. So you don't have to love your creations, okay? You don't have to be in love with programming. But in the beginning, you have to be obsessed and you have to be a bit passionate. Otherwise, you won't be putting with the BS. Right now, I only know one person that doesn't like programming. It's not really passionate about it and is just doing for the skill. And it's one of my friends, Hector, which is also in the program. And he's doing fairly well. He just knows that I want to learn a skill and he's obsessed with fixing the bugs, building the features, styling things with CSS, picking up React, picking up Redux, picking up all these things. It's just a simple obsession that he developed because he has an end goal. And he's disciplined enough to understand that he has to suck and go through the motions of the ocean. Okay, this is kind of my take on people that are kind of struggling with this matter. Okay, and there is always, whenever you pick something new, right? I was trying to learn a new skill the other day. Actually, I'm gonna give you a real example. A few years ago, when I was 14, 13, I picked up a new skill, which was producing electronic music. So in the beginning, it was extremely difficult for me. I'm not musically trained, so I had to learn the scales. Then I had to learn how to make a rhythm with the drums and with the drums. Then I had to learn how to make a bass. Then I had to learn how to equalize everything. Then I had to learn how to compress the sounds to make them sound good together. Then I had to learn mixing, mastering, like getting up and running with it and making a silly beat. Yeah, it was fine, but if I wanted to become a pro, and to a certain extent, I kind of became a pro. I got signed, I'm on Spotify. I have a few tracks there, but nothing to be proud of, to be fair. But I was getting there, and it took me 5 years. And when I got into programming, I knew that it's gonna be really, really difficult in the beginning to get some traction with the skill. But I knew that before, what helped me become really good at music relatively quick, I knew people that were better than me. I had to develop some sort of obsession, okay? To the point where I was doing this all the time, okay? Like waking up, code, going to the toilet, code, work, code, toilet break, code, eating, code. It was an obsession, okay? And I had to develop this for myself, especially because I know I'm not an intelligent guy, you know, in certain ways. And what I mean by that is that for me, it takes, if for a regular person, it takes 3 months to learn a skill to 80%, for me, it takes maybe 6 to 9 months to learn the same skill to 80%. But then I know that after I reach that point, I go really fast up, okay? My skill set develops really fast after that period. So I know that I just have to stick with something long enough. Another thing that I picked up recently was going to the gym and doing like proper abs workout, you know. It took me 3 weeks till I learned how to do the motion properly. And in the beginning, I wanted to quit it all the time because I just couldn't do it properly, and I was just lanking my legs and my upper body to just do the motion, okay? But then after 3 weeks, I started to like piece it together, and now I'm pretty decent at it, okay? But you have to develop this obsession and with getting results and becoming better day in and day out, you know. Every single day when you are waking up, you are being tested, and you have to see how you're passing the test. You can pass the test every single day. You just might not know that you passed the test, okay? Because what you do today is not gonna, the results of the work that you're doing today, it's not gonna come tomorrow, it's gonna come 6 months from now, okay? And then 6 months from now, if you've done the work today, every single day, you won't even remember how it was when you started. That's why, because our memory doesn't work properly. Our memory works for the short term, right? So you remember how difficult it was yesterday, but when you become successful, you'll forget how difficult it used to be. Okay, like I forgot how difficult it was for me a few years ago when I was learning code. And that's some other topic for another video. But I just wanted to share this with you and to tell you that learning code is a mental exercise, okay? And if you are working with me, I'm gonna give you the roadmap, I'm gonna give you the guidance, I'm gonna give you the feedback, I'm gonna help you throughout this process all the way from where you are right now. Maybe I have to figure out things specifically for your situation, but all the way from where you are right now, all the way to interviewing and finding the job and passing the interview, I can help you with all of that. But you have to come with that fire, okay? You have to come with that obsession, you know? And obsession can be built, okay? You are not being born with obsession. You decide to create it, and you can decide any day of your life that you want to actually do this, you know. I don't know, I feel like these videos are becoming very philosophical, so I just love doing these kind of videos because I'm talking to myself as well. Obviously, I'm talking with the camera and with you, but I'm telling these things to myself as well. So if you'd like more videos like this, please let me know, because these subjects are in my mind all the time. If you watch this video until now, drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you want to work with me directly, there is a link in the description of this video. You can book a call with me, or someone from my team will look at your situation and see what we have to do to get you in a position where you are confident in your coding skills, you are good at code, at writing code, we'll make a sick portfolio for you, and people will eventually hire you and pay you cash for your skill set. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.